Say, the word this week is story.
The word this week is story.
Say it more excited.
The word this week is story.
Hello.
Hello.
Do you know what we're doing today?
Yes. No. We're doing a video.
And what is that video about?
Stories.
I'm going to be reading you some story titles. You're going to be telling me what you think they're about.
Okay.
Then I'll tell you what they actually are about.
Okay.
Are you ready for the first one?
Yes. Yeah.
Story number 1, Moby Dick.
Moby Dick. It's about movies. A person?
And what happens in the story?
The movies go crazy. People that work at the zoo.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Would you like to know what Moby Dick is actually about?
Yes.
It's basically about a whale.
Okay. About a whale.
Yeah. The whale is named Moby Dick. It's basically about this man searching for this whale. So how do you think Moby Dick ends?
Moby Dick ends with the giant whale is old, and now it's so teeny tiny, all the sharks are eating it.
It's a pretty sad ending. So that's that one.
I'd like to hear the next.
You'd like to hear the next? Okay.
Well, you're not the king.
The next story is called The Fault in Our Stars.
Like someone who reaches the stars?
That's very inspirational.
It's about stars floating down to Earth.
So how does that story end?
He finally touches the star.
I like that. That seems like a really empowering story. It's about a girl, and she has cancer. Do you know what cancer is?
No.
Do you know what that is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so she has cancer. She's really sick, and she meets this boy, and he has cancer too. The story ends with the boy dying.
Mm-hmm.
So, can you tell me what The Notebook is about?
I think it's about 100 people buying 100 books. Like a magical notebook.
So how does that end?
The notebook is full and there's a bunch of magical things in the book. The notebook ends with you and Carissa. Carissa's turned into a boy and you guys marry each other.
Really? That's a great ending. But unfortunately, it's incorrect. It's like a love story, another love story. The old woman, she sort of forgets a lot of things because she's old. He's basically reading her stories about their love, but she doesn't remember him because she's old and she doesn't remember things.
Yeah, so that's what's around.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
I promise you I'm never going to get any of these right.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, you never know. The next one is 50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey. It's about 50 people being gray. 50 types of gray?
So, what goes on in this story about the Shades of Grey?
They like look, or they make like 50 different types of gray.
It's, you know, that one doesn't matter. We don't care about 50 Shades of Grey.
I want to hear about it.
Oh, you do? Okay, well, it's about, basically, there's this white crayon, and then there's this black crayon. They fall in love, and they decide, oh, they want to have babies. And they have 50 babies, and their babies are obviously gray, because, you know, black and white make gray. So, it's about the babies.
Oh my God, stop your fucking lying.
Does that make sense?
Kinda.
The story's name is Old Yeller.
Old Yeller. It's about an old person yelling and never stops.
I would read that book. Sadly, that's not what it's about. It's about a dog. His name is Old Yeller.
Yes.
How do you think this ends?
This dog turns out to be my dog, and then it turns out to be a normal dog.
The title of the story is called 12 Angry Men. What do you think it's about?
It's about 12 angry men, and they start laughing, and then they get angry. One wife has angry men.
One wife with 12 angry men?
Yeah.
So she's got 12 husbands?
Yeah. And they all are angry. Because she only wants one to be.
Oh, so it's sort of like they're all fighting for her, and they all want to be with her. What goes on in this story?
Like, so they start laughing because they hear lots of farts. And then they get really mad because there are 10 angry old men.
12.
I mean, 8.
12.
There's 12?
There's 12. So how does the story end?
The wife chooses one and the rest go home angry. And the ending is about stealing, I would say stealing that box and that alarm clock. That's fake.
You know what? That's a pretty good guess. Do you know what a jury is?
Nope. No.
Okay, well, it's basically like when somebody commits a crime, they have to go to court, and court is where the judges, they have to tell them, oh yeah, I did this. Oh yeah, this story is this young boy who they thought committed a really bad crime. All these guys were saying, oh yeah, he did the crime, he needs to pay for it, just like that. Whether or not they think the person really committed the crime or not, or if they're really guilty. As time went on, the guy was like convincing all of them. Eventually, they all agree that he's not guilty. What is Little Red Riding Hood about?
So it's about she's bringing cupcakes to her grandma because she's sick. And then the big bad wolf comes and the wolf says, where are you going, little girl? I'm going to my grandma's house, said Little Red Riding Hood. And he smells something and then he says, what's in your basket? And she says, muffins for Granny. The wolf thinks like, ooh, Granny, tasty, he says, quiet. He rushes off to the house before Little Red Riding Hood changes into Granny's clothes and throws Granny in the closet. And then Little Red Riding Hood gets in the house and he says, Granny, what big eyes you have. They're better to see you with. Granny, what big ears you have. They're better to hear you with. What big teeth you have, Granny. They're better to eat you with. And then she gets scared and screams. Then the woodpecker hears the little person. She comes in and she says, the wolf. And then the wolf is scared and then he runs out of the house. And they get the grandma out of the cupboard. Then they all have cupcakes. That's really the story.
It's a pretty good summary.
I know. And that's the story.
Okay, I've got one last question for you. What is your favorite story?
My favorite story is, it's gonna be Three Little Princesses. My favorite story would have to be Press Here.
And what's that about?
It's about where princesses all are getting married and there's different princesses in the book. It's about, there's like one button and then you click it and the page turns. You have to shake the book and the drawings, like there's some at the top and some at the bottom. And then there's the dark pictures and the light pictures.
I've never heard of it before.
That's what it's about.
And that's your favorite?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you for being my guest here. Where'd you learn that?
From shows.
From shows? From YouTube shows?
Ooh, I'm gonna be on the phone.
Is there anything you'd like to say to the people?
No. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed. Check out the rest of the videos from this week. Carissa posted hers yesterday. Noah will post his tomorrow. And Brett will post his on Sunday. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe.
Yay! We did it! Yay!
What's the video?
I have to edit it.
What does edit mean? Movie day.